Merry Christmas! Looks like y'all were on the nice list this year because old Saint Nico Boy has brought you a slamming video. So hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already, because this is going to be one wild sleigh ride. It's the holiday season, and I enjoyed doing my little movie review and rundown videos, so here we go. In 2020, a Christmas movie got released, and it isn't your typical sit down by the fireplace with the family Christmas movie. This is a very strange but straightforward movie. It's called Fatman. A kid gets cold for Christmas and he hires an assassin to hunt down and kill Santa Claus. That's basically it. It might seem basic, but this movie has a lot more weight to it, no pun intended, than just the main storyline. I think this movie has characters you actually can get behind and enjoy. Mel Gibson, as controversial as he may be, is pretty damn good as Santa Claus. I freaking love Walton Goggins as the assassin. Like, every other line that dude has, like, put a goofy little smile on my face.
I've come for your head, Fatman!
This movie's premise is weird. Yeah, a guy's trying to kill Santa Claus. But this movie doesn't take itself too seriously, but it still keeps a somewhat serious tone when it's needed. My opinion doesn't really matter, because everyone likes different things, okay? But I'd say if you have Peacock, this is totally worth the watch. I'll give Fatman a 7 out of 10. Now let me tell you the story of the movie, Fatman. So it's Christmas time down in wherever this movie takes place, I'm not really sure. And we got a 12-year-old kid named Billy writing a letter to Santa. He lives in a very nice house with his grandmother, who I guess is the only adult besides the maids in the house, I don't know. Grandma tells Billy that his dad won't be home for Christmas. Billy's got 4 Best in Show ribbons on him, and he's set out to win another. He acts all nice to his grandmother's face, but whenever she's not around, he's a little prick. So now we're up to the snowy and what I'm assuming is the North Pole. Kris Kringle is shooting some cans, you know, practicing his aim, when his wife Ruth comes out and tells him that the amount of naughty kids around this holiday season is kind of freaking high. Kris shrugs and decides to head to the post office to get all the letters that the kids sent to him. We're now back with Billy, who's at like some kind of science fair or something, and he has a neat little project, but uh-oh, a girl named Christine has won Best in Show. You know what that makes you, Billy? A runner-up. The little devious bastard is of course upset, so he makes a call to an assassin to help set things straight. I love how they make Santa an everyday guy and not the typical big magical holly jolly cartoon person. He calls out a random bar patron by name and also brings up his family.
Nicole and the kids are well, I hope.
Where are you?
That's gotta be a neat trick at parties. Chris receives a check for half of what he's usually paid, showing that business at Santa's workshop isn't exactly booming. Now back to Billy, and yeah, I know it seems like we're cutting back and forth a lot, but I promise you this movie's pacing is awesome. It's an hour and 40 minutes long, but it went by so quick. So anyways, Billy's stealing his grandmother's blank checks and forging her signature on them. Okay. If that right there isn't bad enough, when all the maids leave, he goes to the basement and freaking Christine, the blue ribbon winner girl, is sitting in a chair down there with the assassin guy. Billy threatens to electrocute her if she doesn't lie about, quote, cheating to earn that Best in Show ribbon. The assassin threatens to kill the poor girl's family along with her dog if she spills the truth. Later on, Billy receives an apology letter from the science fair people and he gets his damn ribbon. What a little rat, bro. Back at the Kringle house, Captain Jacobs from the military want to hire Chris's services in exchange for more than enough money to get by. Chris doesn't want to buy into all that crap, so he says no to agreeing to his contract. So it's time for Kris Kringle to deliver presents to all the good boys and girls. So Ruth hands him a list, which, by the way, I don't think he even checked twice. Ooh. And she also gives him some hot cocoa for his trip. Ruth is so wholesome and sweet, bro, I swear. So he delivers the presents and arrives back home in the morning. He looks in the mirror, and when he pulls up his shirt, he has a freaking bullet hole in his side. Some motherfucker had the nerve to shoot Santa, bro. What the hell? Our favorite little homie Billy wakes up and runs downstairs to check his present from Santa. It's a lump of coal. He runs outside and screeches into the air. You just lost a big son! He calls up the assassin guy and tells him to hunt down and kill Santa Claus.
I'd like you to kill Santa Claus.
Really?
It's very intriguing to the assassin man because he buys and collects toys that have a Made in Santa's Workshop label on them. He's low-key obsessed with Santa, it seems like.
No, I'm interested. I'm very interested.
Chris calls up Captain Jacobs and gives in and accepts the contract. They need the money, and he's debating on retiring. He says Christmas generates $3 trillion but him and Ruth are legit struggling to pay even the power bill. It's rough being Santa Claus, man, oh boy. Assassin Boy is trying to find a place by the North Pole, but of course the travel agent just hangs up on him when he asks for a Kris Kringle. He tracks down a mailman and asks where the letters to Santa get dropped off at. After he gets his info, he freaking kills the guy. He takes his uniform and drives up to the Postal Service headquarters and gets the address for the post office where Chris's P.O. box is. He kills the guy who gave him that info too, as well. Assassin Boyo is ruthless if you didn't know. He packs up various weapons and supplies and heads up north. He also has a little hamster that he takes with him wherever he goes. It's so freaking adorable. Chris gathers up all the elves at the factory and informs them on the working relationship with the military. And with a tear in his eye, he watches as Captain Jacobs lets the elves know that they're going to be making parts for fighter jets. Captain Jacobs and the head elf, number 7, have some tension growing between them as well. While the assassin is at a gas station, he sees a kid with a toy plane that he got for Christmas. He reveals burn scars on his arm and says that's what he got for Christmas when he was that boy's age. He also buys the little toy plane off the kid for $150. There's a really cool scene where elf number 7 explains that elves eat only carbs and sugars for their diet. And they also take 20-minute naps every 8 hours. I get that this movie is like its own thing, but I love how they have interesting little backstories for the characters, including the elves. While Chris is beaten up on a punching bag outside, Ruth brings an envelope full of pictures of kids whose gifts from Santa really impacted their lives. It warms Chris's heart and he's starting to get his spirits back up. The scenes with Chris and Ruth are so wholesome when they're happy. Ruth is like the perfect voice of reason type character. Marianne Jean-Baptiste does an amazing job. The assassin arrives at the town near Chris's workshop. He goes into an outdoor gear shop.
I don't like duck canvas. There's way too much going on. Too many sticks. I'm not a fucking tree. Too puffy. Tan makes me look fat. Green is fucking stupid.
And finds a slick looking white hunter's coat. He sees Chris leaving the post office after he's collected his check, and the assassin boy goes to follow him to his compound. Everything is starting to look up for Chris and Ruth because they're becoming financially stable once again because of this new contract. However, Assassin Boy has snuck his way into the factory and is shooting all around the place, taking out military guards and elves left and right. Elf number 7 calls Santa and alerts him, so he grabs his handguns and is locked and loaded. After Assassin Guy is done fucking up the place, he shoots our boy Captain Jacobs, and even though he didn't play a super big part in this movie, his death was still kinda sad. He had just started vibing with the elves. Assassin Man blows up the factory, but then he gets his ass called out by Kris Kringle right after.
Jonathan Miller, you twisted child.
Jonathan throws him a little toy police car and he says that that was the only thing Santa ever gave him. He apparently asked for new parents, assuming because they were abusive based on the burn scars he showed earlier. Kris Kringle says there's only so much he can do for Christmas. I mean, shit, he can't replace a person's parents. What the hell, Jonathan? Jonathan fires at Kringle and a shootout starts up. They both are taking turns peeking, but Jonathan peeks one too many times and gets shot right in the shoulder. There's a super intense scene where both guys are slowly walking on opposite sides of a log stack. Chris whacks Jonathan right in the face with a piece of wood and has him pinned to the ground, but then suddenly Jonathan impales Chris through the body with a blade, and then he kicks him while he's down for a bit, and then he does the unthinkable. He shoots Kris Kringle right in the face with a silenced pistol. Holy shit, that man just killed Santa Claus. That final showdown is so beautifully shot, by the way. It's bright outside and the snow on the ground really makes all the blood stand out. While Jonathan is catching his breath, Ruth shoots him a couple times from out of nowhere. Jonathan tags her once and then slowly chases her inside the house. He goes inside the house and he looks around, but Ruth was hiding behind the door.
I'm sorry.
She shoots him right in the face when he turns around. God dang. And that's a wrap on our boy Jonathan. Ruth then goes over to check on Chris, who's actually still alive, but he's barely hanging in there. 7 walks inside the house and finds a little book of Jonathan's clients, so I think you know where this is going. Sometime later, we're back at Billy's house, and someone has informed his grandmother about the money being drained from her account, so you know she's pissed. Billy then goes to his room and he's mixing a bunch of his grandmother's pills in a cup of milk. That's gonna be a yikes. But then one of the maids lets Ruth in, and she's not alone. Freaking Kris Kringle walks into Billy's room as well, and he chugs that cup of milk down like the badass he is. He tells Billy that he's gonna start being proactive, And if that Billy ever makes anyone feel lesser because of him,
I'll come while you sleep and rip you from your covers. The fat man's got his eye on you, kid.
fucking chills, bro. Which makes sense, because it's wintertime. Nah. To wrap this movie up, we see the elves getting to work on rebuilding the factory. Chris and Ruth also kept Jonathan's little hamster boy as their pet. Awesome. They eat a couple of Christmas cookies and watch the elves rebuild. This movie is what I would like to call a Christmas banger. It had action, comedy, and it didn't take itself super seriously, because why the hell would it? It was just such a dope movie. If you have Peacock or just want to rent this movie somewhere, I'd totally suggest you go and do it. Maybe it's just my taste in movies, but I definitely think this movie does no harm at all. That's going to be all for me, and for next year's videos, I'm going to let you all vote on which movie I should cover next, so be sure to join my Discord, links in the description. I'll see you all next time, happy holidays, and bye-bye.